Survey is to examine, find out, look into issues, or investigate a person or something. In this case, a reading survey is a process of investigating into how good or bad a person can read. Therefore, use some reading techniques to rate that person. To conduct a reading survey, you should be at least an English or a language facilitator, related subject facilitator, or you must be trained to do so. Before we start treating anyone's reading problem, we diagnose the learner through a reading survey. After all, that is what medical doctors do. So, as self-acclaimed reading doctors, we also have to examine our patients very well before we start to treat him or her.
The survey team is conducting reading survey in almost every school. We conduct reading survey in all the schools. Every school that we are allowed to enter or we are called to do so. Now, that is what they are doing. They look at the problem and rate it. This is because the problem is what we are going to deal with. We are going to solve the problem. We are not going to encourage good readers. No, we are looking for those with problems and solve. The problems are in categories. We are rating 3 main problems. 1, very severe. In other words, severe. This is where he or she cannot even start a word. They can't start the reading. If you open a book, place a book before them, it takes minutes. If you probably don't start for them, they can't even start. They can't pronounce even 2-lettered word, and not even an attempt. Not at all. They will look at your face, they will gaze at the book, they gaze at you, and until you take your own book, they are unable to start. Then that is where we say it's very severe and it's rated under the category 1. The 1 is a problem category 1. Then we go to 2. The 2 is very close to category 1. Now, those rated under problem category 2, they can start sometimes. If you give them 20 words, they can pronounce 4, 3, 5 out of the total number of words. That is the 20 words given, they can pronounce about 3, 4, 5. The rest, they struggle. And even if they do pronounce, they are not clear or they are absolutely incorrect. And so they are just like the 1. These 2 are very severe. They need time and upgraded techniques to solve their problems. Now we go to problem category 3. Those under the 3, yes, they don't have much problem as compared to problem category 1 and 2. But they are also struggling because if you give them 20 words, they may be able to pronounce 8. Some of them 10. So we know how to rate between those who can pronounce 7, 8, 10, 11 out of 20. We rate them. It's in between the category 3, in between the 2. On our survey analysis sheet, we know how to grade them. But overall, the 3s, do not have maths problem, most of them, they can't pronounce keywords. And they don't know how to go about it when they need a keyword. So here, these are the three main problems that we rate and we are looking for. That is what we're going to solve. Problem category 1, very severe. 2, severe. Then 3, not that severe. These are the problems that we look for and find solutions to solve them and make it possible for the children to read.
Medically, it is known as health screening. It helps to know sources and causes of the problem. The Reading Clinic survey, however, will do a similar thing. It will bring out the reasons why there are many good facilitators doing their best, yet the children cannot read. The survey will rate how severe or average such problems are. It is said that part of a problem is solved when identified as a problem. Learner now can be assured that his or her problem is solvable.
Now, after the survey, the school can have reasons to give. The school can now explain to parents and guardians why they do have very good facilitators within the school, but the children are still not reading. The children are chronically facing learning or reading problems. It's very difficult to talk about. It's hard to identify. Schools do not actually understand why a lot of children cannot read. So the survey will give schools the reasons why they are doing their best and the children can still not read. The survey will give the school an option where to tackle academic issues from. If they don't want to know why a lot of children or learners are not performing, now the school would certainly have an angle to tackle the issue from. If you get to know the percentage, the total number of pupils or learners who are unable to read in your school, you shall get to know why such children are not performing. So if you really want to tackle an academic issue, you start from that angle. You can be confident that reading issues are the main reasons why our children are not performing. Imagine a situation where if there are 500 learners in your school or pupils or students in your school, all the 500 can read. Just anticipate. Just imagine the nature of the level of academic performance that they will put up. Just imagine how the school can be rated among the best, or if not the best. When you have 500 students and all of them can read well, can any school boast of that?
No, not at all. Imagine examining every learner thoroughly using the reading technique. No, not at all. Imagine examining every learner thoroughly using the reading technique. You need to take them through several stages. Some need enough time to show what they can do. In fact, if you are examining, you need time, commitment, love, and patience. You need mental and physical strength. If you don't diagnose accurately, the reading facilitators wouldn't know where to start solving learners' problems.
If you are a survey facilitator and you are not careful, you end up giving one learner's report or result to another. Just like a medical laboratory, just like a medical lab technician, if you are not careful, if you don't pay 90% attention to, if you don't focus, you will make a mistake. You end up giving one patient's report or result to another, of which I have personally experienced that. So, in the same way, the survey team would have to be very, very, attentive. They must focus. If not, they will be giving the children's report to another. And what the survey team will do should not be different from what class teachers do know. This is because the class teachers know the learners more than our survey team. We just enter, use our techniques to examine them according to what our technique will produce. But class teachers are the best to judge. That is why when we are done, we show to class teachers. So in this case, if you don't pay attention as a survey member, and then you give one learner's report to another, maybe that one is a very good reader, and then you rate the person as problem category 1, you have messed up. So that's what we say. It is not easy. You need to pay absolute attention to what you will do as a savvy facilitator.
We have a lot of challenges, but let's just talk about 2 of them. The first one is the fear of exposing weaknesses. Secondly, some class teachers are afraid, feel intimidated, and sometimes feel disrespected.
Some class teachers and head teachers are afraid. They have the fear that if the result comes out finally to indicate that a lot of students, a lot of learners or pupils cannot read, what would the board say? What would my director say? What would the school authorities say? Hey, it means I am not doing anything in the classroom as a class teacher. I'm dead. But if they sack me, assuming that there are 30 learners and then 20 cannot read, I'm dead. Okay, I'm a head teacher. If it turns out that 80% of learners in the school cannot read, hey, then what is my purpose, my use? What am I doing here? No, actually no. That is why before we give out reports, we explain to school authorities, the director, the writer, the writresses, if they are available, we explain to them. We explain the reasons behind the report. The report is not an academic report. A child may not be able to read, but may perform in the exams. That is why sometimes it deceives class teachers and school authorities, because some students, if they are very smart, they have their own way of performing. So we make it clear that the result obtained from the survey is a reading survey, not an academic survey. Now, The reasons why the children are not able to read well, it isn't teachers' fault. Class teachers or subject teachers are not the reason. It's a system. And until we all use that system in Ghana or in Africa, our children, learners are going to face the same problem forever. That's why we came in to solve. So, that fear that when they get to know that the children are not reading, I am not doing anything, I'm incompetent, I'm not performing, that is out. Not at all. After the survey, for these reasons that I just explained early on, after the survey, we meet subject teachers and class teachers. We explain the nature of the survey, the system, the techniques employed in this survey. Then we make them aware that they have been with the learners for a long time. We are just new. Only technicalities helped us to conduct that or produce that report. They do know them better. So what we have produced must actually be the exact picture they see in class as class teachers and subject teachers. So after meeting them, then also we explain to the school authorities. Honestly, class teachers and subject teachers are permitted, are allowed to agree or disagree with the report, with the survey report. And we thank God. We cannot remember, I personally cannot recall a day when class teachers got angry, subject teachers were angry that this is not new. I remember it was, I think, a school or two, that only one person that class teacher said, it is about this girl, I'm surprised because she was good. Then we all came into conclusion that it could be out of nervousness, out of fear. And so we gave references, we gave out all the things, the material that came together to make the report. We gave them how she was examined and told them that on another day, the class teacher can do it herself, or we will be coming again just for that. This is what we are looking for. If we strangers, in quote, we enter and we are able to read the level of each learner's reading, and then it meets exactly what goes on in the class, it means that we haven't failed. It means that we know what we're doing and we are doing well. We make them aware, class teachers, school authorities, all of them. We make them aware that the survey report isn't the entire, or it does not depict the entire performance of the learners. No, not at all. This is purely about reading. Remember that you can be a good student, but you may not be good at reading. I'm saying that a student may be good, but may not be good at reading. There are several reasons to it. It could be visual issues. Maybe he or she cannot see well, cannot when reading, finds it difficult. So it could be so many reasons. It could be so many reasons. So if one cannot read or cannot read well, it does not rate the entire life of the person or academic performance of the person. But we do know that learning, at least more often than not, starts with reading. So if a school, if a head teacher, if a class teacher is afraid, or if the school authorities are afraid that parents will get to know that a lot of children cannot read, so we will not entertain any reading survey. It's pathetic. it's interesting at the same time. It's catastrophic. We are saying this because it's just like saying that I'm experiencing some sort of symptoms in my body. I sense that I'm sick. So you are experiencing some unusual symptoms within your body and you are afraid to go for a lab test. This is because it will come out that you are HIV positive, or you have a chronic disease, a very strange one, or this kind of illness could be very disgraceful. People will get to know. What if they hear that I've been diagnosed of? My God, you don't do that to yourself. No, that is not fair. In the same way, if you think that parents will get to know a lot of learners in your school cannot read after paying school fees, so you will not entertain survey. That is bad. That is bad. You are covering up, diseases. You are covering up reasons that will lead to problem solving. So I think that is not a good idea, and that is not a good decision to take. Reading survey is in to help identify and to fight reading issues together. Yɛka survey or akan kasa mu yɛka survey biribi a yɛhwehwɛ mu ehunu senia ne tini ne nan etie nti wo adoctorfoɔ yɛsɛ mu no yɛbɛka sɛ diagnosis diagnose how no diagnose how no yɛhwɛ how no sɛ how no saying nti yɛdo kɔ lab na yakɔyɛ omogya mu onipedua mu hwehwɛ mu ehu yadeɛ no how adeɛ baako sɛ nwu yadeɛ na how no wɔn kasa yehu nti no ano benom paracetamol dabi wɔsan hwɛ how no sɛ how no nso ekodu ehe nti yɛsan so ma wɔkɔyɛ further scan and test ahodoɔ ɛma yehu yadeɛ no baabi redu ankasa ne baabi a ɛɛkɔ ɛno na ɛma wɔn ho sɛ yɛbɛtakra afiri so ɛsɛ sɛ yɛyɛ operation so ɔno madura ɛbɛkɔ saa na yɛyɛ wɔ ha reading ho adwuma na yɛyɛ no reading problems na yɛ solve no ɛnyɛ sɛ yɛyɛ kɛkɛ akwaraa wɔ hebra bɛkan waiting watwa daabi yɛpɛ sɛ yɛhu how nneɛnti a Ghana mmɔfra ne mpanin abibire mu mmɔfra ne mpanin ewiase mu nkurɔfoɔ ntumi nkan nti sɛ wode akwaraa brɛ yɛ anaa yɛba wɔ school mu na yɛbɛyɛ survey anaa yɛbɛhwɛ nneɛnti a akwaraa ntumi nkan no a yɛwɔ akadeɛ ahodoɔ a yɛahyehyɛ a ɛma yɛhu nea yɛrehwehwɛ nti ɛnyɛ sɛ yɛbɛma na kan kaka sɛ ɔnyɛ adeɛ ne yɛde no si nkyɛn ɔntumi nkan nti yɛde no si nkyɛn yɛhu sɛ wei na kan na yɛhu sɛ edu ɛkan mmiɛnsa ntumi nkan dabi yɛhu sɛ ɔntumi nkan no yɛhwehwɛ nneɛnti ɔntumi nkan adeɛ ɛfiri sɛ nneɛma ahodoɔ bebree na ɛma nkwalaa ntumi nkan anaa obi ntumi nkan adeɛ ebi yɛ nankasa ne su ne ne ban ebi yɛ n'adwene ɔntumi mfa nsi adesua so ebi nso yɛ n'ani koraa ɛha no ebi kura ɛyɛ adwene ho asɛm a ɛsɛ sɛ adɔktafoɔ kura na ɔmo di ho dwuma nti survey no na ɛboa yɛn ma yɛtumi hu nea sukuufoɔ no hia nti sɛ yɛkɔ schools no na yɛkɔyɛ saa survey a yɛretwe a ɛma yɛhu akwadaa biara ne how nti ɔntumi nkan no baabi a ɛkɔkɔdu yɛn ɛnyɛ wɔn a wɔkan nti na yɛkɔɔyɛ ɛyɛ wɔn a wɔntumi nkan nti na yɛkɔɔyɛ na oburoni bɛka sɛ yɛrete no yɛbɛhu baabi obiara kenkan level ti yɛtumi ho akɔdu baabi a ɛho sɛ level wei deɛ ɛyɛ yɛnyi ne mfim na afei yɛhu wɔn a wɔtumi kan yɛ ahaw no nso gu mu mmiɛnsa wɔn a wɔntumi nkan koraa wɔma ne buka na ne tiemu sɛ yɛa na wasan de n'adeɛ ama na yɛwɔ wɔn a wɔbɛtumi abɔ west bɛyɛ ɛnan bi ebinom nso de woman no words be aduasa na edu na obetumi abo be enwotwe ana edu na mo word bi eso no so onim kwan kra obefa so san crofom insenti na yekoye sabe wo schools mo na yehu omo na ma school ranom etumi abo ana wo ma ye nkwan a etumi abo how I survey dumanu mu no doso ma me ka mienu pe ye dikan aya na chechirefo school ranom through headmasters who at that school now no so head teachers any class teachers and now who are watching the class I no mu slow akwan awudo bi so ba akon say koba no say kwala be ya de we school mu boy you sana at awofo be ka say enti ye school visa kase amamo ena nkwara ntumi nkan and so revina amana banisa na nye school na omo nya ade atechirefo na omo nya ade ba kom so ne say omo ehu ewo school atechirefo no mu any school ran no mu say okay say ye koye sa ase ye ya bon school big headmaster campaign say school no atechirefo no nyina say e banisa ofo be ka say yasa oh nkwana wo kire wade no ntumi nkan na wanya ni obetumi abo manwa kan a wo se wode na di se wo ntumi mbo na nkan a wasa enti wanya sadin se awo beka se ye sabe ni bia beka se ne masa ngola se ntumi nkan bi ana wo tin ka se mo na mo ba be tere yan ba reading yan ka se ye ni nyansa ye ni ma de enti bi feel say you disrespect you ebi nso abo mu they are intimidated ebi nso feel say ansha na china ya beje o madwuma aye na awofo akese we nyi na ye do o mbeba o nkyira won ade enti how ni na enti ama den say school bi no mbefre yen say ye me survey no eno na nso asam na ntisa survey no na ebu schools mo mu nkola ne how na far by na afi se mbechiro ma no mbebua omo ana mbeme kwan abo omo survey ma wo hu ni enti ankola bi ntumi modern wo school mu free teacher for yen system ya de chirade no enye system no wanye se enchire reading kwa reading ewo mu no ehu achire adwuma no ekitua bi enti untumi mfa nkwasha achire for se omasa nya achire for na asa ye hia system ye hia kwan soronko ebetumi edi reading ana akinkan no eduma eno ntina reading kan for ye abase ye be yes eduma